Out in the newspapers is completely false. I want to state clearly, what came out in the newspapers is completely false. Charles Manyuchi is still the WBC silver champion. I'll tell you one thing, an interim championship can be conducted, and once it's conducted, it is created in the interest of creating better opponents for the WBC silver champion. And it does not mean that once you become an interim champion, then you become automatically the champion. You assume the championship. No, there's nothing like that in boxing. You can even have an interim championship, even defend it, even 2 times, 3 times before you go even for the main title itself. I have to be very conscious, and it was disturbing. Once my boxer gets disturbed, I get disturbed. Look, this is a Zimbabwean citizen who has pushed boxing to a different level, and I think that he deserves that protection from members of the press. He deserves that protection from members of the press. As I state, look at even this. This is WBC rating. I've got the WBC rating. Here, this is the current WBC rating. I'll give you the current WBC rating. Here, it's a current WBC rating. Number 1, WBC, Dan Gracia. Number 2, Charles Manyuchi, WBC silver. Number 3, Ennington from England. He has taken over this championship. This one. He's taken over this championship, which is the WBC International. This is the status of WBC at the moment. The boxer from England has taken over because Charles Manyuchi cannot hold a junior title with a senior title at the same time. So this becomes a souvenir of Charles Manyuchi, that at one time he was the WBC International champion, which he defended. The same to this. This was the first title we won in Burkina Faso by the champion, and we defended. For him to be given a chance to fight for the WBC International, this is African Boxing Union Championship. We won this title in Burkina Faso. Great bout for the champion, and he was given to fight for this. We fought for this, and we defended. We promoted and we defended. He was given, after defending this title, he was given to fight for this in Russia against Dmitry Mikhailenko, who is currently the WBC interim champion. Being an interim champion does not mean that you assume the role of the champion. The champion still remains. We've got all that correspondence. I've shown even those who are in boxing. It's here. We've got that correspondence. We cannot give you the entire information to the media before a fight is approved by WBC. These are issues which we have to be very careful as members of the press, and technically we have to be very, very careful. I'll tell you one thing. They involve, if we get upset, it's investment we're making. If we get upset, we can appoint a lawyer and start suing, and we do not want to go into such an extent. Because we are building together with members of the press to make sure that not even Charles, what we are doing here as a promotion is not only for Charles alone. It's for those young boys who are into those small gyms, so that they can emulate what Charles Manyuchi is doing.
Yeah, at the moment I've started camping in Harare last week, and I'll be moving to Zambia very soon if the WBC approves the fight for Singapore. We have signed the contract, so I'm ready for Singapore fight, and I'm going to give the Zimbabwean the best, and I'm a winner. I'm going to make it in Singapore. Yeah, it disturbs if someone reported the false information to the people, because everyone wants to know the truth. But if someone reporting the false information, it disturbs the boxer, it disturbs the country on its own, it disturbs the sport, that someone loses the title without fighting. And I think for me at the moment I'm okay, because I called my manager and explained everything, and today my manager is here to clarify the issue, and I think I'm back to normal. I'm ready for the fight. Yes, I always perform well outside the country even than here. I'm the darling of the crowd, and I'm the ring master. When they put the ring I'm the master there. I'm a champion.